terjadi kesalahpahaman, ya. Jadi mohon diperhatikan. Untuk yang nomor 1, untuk menghindari noise yang mungkin disebabkan oleh audiens, maka para orang tua dan guru dapat melihat final melalui tautan YouTube yang akan dibagikan di grup WA. Yang kedua, peserta akan dipanggil secara acak. Oleh karena itu, para peserta dimohon untuk siap tampil di nomor urut berapapun. Setelah ini, kita akan memasukkan para peserta ke waiting room. Nah, nanti peserta akan yang akan memberitahu ceritanya akan diizinkan masuk. Jadi kepada peserta mohon untuk selalu siap jika nanti akan masuk ke main session ya. Yang ketiga, setelah selesai bercerita, finalis akan diberikan pertanyaan oleh dewan juri. Satu finalis, satu pertanyaan dari perwakilan juri ya. Nah, untuk yang satu ini perlu diperhatikan bahwa juri memiliki hak untuk bertanya lebih lanjut atau juga juri memiliki hak untuk mengakhiri sesi tanya jawab. Dan di sini dimohon kepada para peserta untuk bisa memberikan jawaban terbaik mereka. Yang keempat, durasi penampilan setiap peserta adalah 7 menit. Para finalis diharapkan sudah masuk ke Zoom 30 menit sebelum final dimulai untuk mendengarkan arahan dari PJ Lomba Storytelling mengenai pelaksanaan. Untuk waktu 7 menit ini bukan berarti peserta harus pas 7 menit. Anda sebagai performance di sini boleh bercerita mungkin 6 menit atau 5 menit. Tapi di sini kami menyarankan kepada Anda semua untuk memaksimalkan 7 menit tersebut untuk menceritakan cerita Anda. Yang kelima, poin-poin penilaian dalam final tetap sama, hanya di bagian YouTube yang berubah menjadi Zoom. Yang keenam, peserta sudah menyiapkan perlengkapan untuk penampilan final termasuk Zoom, laptop, koneksi internet, dan properti. Catatan bagi para finalis untuk menyiapkan laptop atau perangkat yang sudah fully charged dan yang menggunakan WiFi sebaiknya juga siap dengan tethering untuk menghindari video stop karena mati lampu. Nah, jadi di sini kita sudah masuk ke sesi kedua yaitu untuk senior high school ya. I hope that is clear for you. Nah, berarti ini sekarang peserta akan mulai dipindahkan ke waiting room. Baik, untuk para juri, kita sebentar lagi akan masuk di breakout room ya. All right, dear participants and audience out there who are watching us through our YouTube channel, we will start the final round at 1 p.m. 1:05 p.m. Thank you. Yes. All right, dear judges, can we call the first participant now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. As information for you, because of the first participant named Futriani has not been here yet, jadi kita akan mulai dari yang nomor 10 dulu. Salsa Nur Fitriani. Ya. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, let's call the first participants now. The first participant will be Salsa Nur Fitriani from SMA Katolik Samarinda. Ada 3 Salsa. Yang mana? All right, Salsa, welcome. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Salsa? Can you hear me, Salsa?
Hello?
Okay, Salsa, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's your time to perform your story. You may begin your story at 3, 2, 1.
Hello and good morning. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Salsa and I'm from Bler Supratman Catholic Senior High School, Samarinda. And
Halo Salsa. Halo Salsa.
Yes, excuse me.
Oh ya, videonya baru kelihatan sekarang. Tadi belum kelihatan. Ya, boleh diulang lagi. Silakan.
Please wait a minute.
Ya.
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
Oh.
Sebentar. Ini ada 2.
Yes, because I'm using my laptop and my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm using my laptop right now.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Salsa, you may start your story.
Yes.
So, hello everyone and good afternoon. Before I start, I would like
hello everyone and good afternoon.
My name is Salsa and I'm from
Before I start, I would like to introduce myself, Supratman, Catholic Senior High School, Samarinda.
And today is your very lucky day because today I would like to tell you guys a very interesting story from India with the title Sun, Moon, and Wind Go Out to Dinner. So one day, Sun, Moon, and Wind went out to dinner with their aunt and uncle, Thunder and Lightning. Their mother, who is one of the most distant stars if you see far, far up in the sky, waited patiently for their children's return. But Sun and Wind were very selfish and greedy. They enjoyed the great feast that had been prepared for them without having a single thought for keeping any of it for their mother at home. But the gentle moon didn't forget her. For every dainty dish that was served around, she took a small portion of it and keep it under her long and beautiful fingernails so her mother could have a share in the treat. The gentle moon said, "Oh, I hope my mother will be pleased with what I have brought home for her." Time passed by quickly, and upon their return, their mother, who had kept watch for them all night long with her little bright eyes, said to them, "Welcome home, my daughter. Did you enjoy your time with your aunt and uncle? What have you brought home for me?" The son, who is the eldest, said, "I did not bring anything home for you, mother. I went out to enjoy myself with my friends, not to fetch a dinner for my mother." Duin also said, "Neither have I brought anything home for you, mother. I went out to enjoy myself, and I barely enjoy. I can't enjoy myself if I have to think about you. I can't bring any food for you, sorry." But the gentle moon said, "Mother, go fetch a plate and see what I have brought home for you." She then filled the plate with various food she brought to please her mother. The star is very happy, but then she turned to Sun and said, "Because you enjoyed yourself and you went out to amuse yourself with your friends, and you feasted and you partied, but you forgot about your mother at home, you shall be cursed. Your rays shall be ever be hot and scorching, and shall burn at all they touch. And men, they shall hate you and cover their heads when you appear." And everyone, that is why the sun is so hot even to this day. Then she turned to the wind and said, "You who also forgot your mother in the midst of your own selfish pleasures, hear your doom. You shall always blow in the hot and dry weather, and shall parch and shrivel all living things. And men shall hate and detest and avoid you from this very time." And everyone, that is why the wind in the hot weather is still so disagreeable. But to the moon she said, "My daughter, because you remembered your mother and kept for her a share in your own enjoyment, from henceforth you shall ever be cool, calm, and bright. No noxious glare shall accompany your pure rays, and men shall always call you blessed." And everyone, that is why the moon to this light is so soft and cool and beautiful even to this day. Well, that is the end of my story. But I think there is something missing from the story. Does anybody know what's the point that missing in the story? Well, I will tell you guys. The point that is missing from the story is, of course, the moral of the story. Well, does anybody know what's the moral of the story? Well, I will tell you guys. The moral of the story is to don't be selfish and forget about your parents because of your own selfish pleasures. Well, thank you all so much for watching. This is all from me, and I hope I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Salsa, for your amazing performance. Now it's time for a Q&A from the judges. Judges, time is yours.
So, it's my turn.
Yes, please, ma'am.
Okay. Hello, Salsa Nur
Hello, Miss.
Futriani. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, your English is good. You have a good performance, so that's why you become the finalist for this storytelling. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is the story you have chosen for this storytelling. There must be some parts that you like from this story. So tell me which part of the story you like, and perhaps there is also the part of the story you didn't really like. So can you tell us?
For me personally, the part that I like the most is when the gentle moon contrasting to her other sisters, she clearly cared about her mother and she remembered her. So when she kept like a little portion of the food she remembered for her mother, I personally like that part because it seems like the moon has like some sort of a deep connection with her mother more than her sisters. And for the part that I didn't like, I actually personally I want to know more about what happened at that party, but the story clearly didn't explain what happened. So yeah,
So you learn something from this story.
yes.
Okay, the you learn from the part that you like. So how do you relate this story to your own life or to your relationship with your mom?
For me, I'm personally really close with my mother, and whenever I'm like, for example, I'm hanging out with my friends and we're going to the mall. Uh, when we pass by some stores, I would be remembered like, oh, maybe my mother want to, like, how can I say it, like she want to also buy something, so I usually call her like, mother, do you want me to buy you this thing, or do you want me to buy you this thing, or maybe I'll just surprise with my mom with like the things that maybe she will like that I brought for her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bu Wening, for your questions, and Salsa for your answers.
Thank you.
And for Salsa, this is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Berapa menit tadi ya?
6 menit, 6 menit, 6 detik, Bu Wening.
Okay.
Okay, dear judges, I will give you time for about 30 seconds to write down your score for the participants. Okay, dear judges, can we continue? Okay, so the next participant is Futriani from Manberau. Okay, Futriani, can you hear me? Futriani, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, Futriani, can you hear me? Okay, I can see you now.
Can
Can you?
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so Futriani, it's your time to tell us your story. You may begin your story at 3, 2, 1. You may start.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. The Honorable all judges and committee. First of all, let's thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His mercy and blessing, I can standing here to participate in this contest. Secondly, may salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who had brought us from darkness to brightness era right now. And for all committee and judges, thank you for this opportunity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this occasion, I would like to tell you an Asian story with title Sun, Moon, and Wind Go Out to Dinner. Let's start it with one day. Sun, Moon, and Wind went out to dine with their uncle and aunt, Thunder and Lightning. Dear mother, one of the most distant stars, wait for her children return. Unfortunately, both sun and wind were greedy and selfish. They enjoyed the feast without a thought of saving any of it for their mother. Luckily, the moon did not forget her mother. Of every dainty dish, she placed a small portion under one of her beautiful long fingers. When they came back to home, the mother, who waited them so long all night, with bright eyes said, "Well, my children, what have you brought home for me?" The son, who was the eldest, said, "Mother, I went out to enjoy myself with my friends, not to fetch you a dinner." And Win said, "Neither have I anything home for you. When I merrily went out, it just for my own self, mother." Luckily, Moon said, "Mother, fetch a plate. Look what I brought for you." Then she's shaking her hand and short down the dinner as was never seen before. Then dear mother said to son, "Son, because you did not remember your mother, you go out for your own enjoyable. You will be cursed. Your race shall be hot, and when you appear, all men will cover her head." And she said to the wind, "You also, wind, you forgot about your mother. Here you don't. You will blow on hot weather, and all men will avoid you." But to Moon, she said, "My daughter, because you remember me and you share me on your own enjoyable, your race will be so cool, calm, and bright. That's why sun is very hot in the day, and wind on the hot summer is so hot, and the moon is so soft and beautiful in the night." I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Futriani, for your performance. And now we move to Q&A sessions from the judges. Judges, time is yours.
It's my turn.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. All right. Futriani.
Yes.
You hear me, Futriani? Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, so do you think which one is the main character in your story?
The main character in this story is the mother and the moon, sun, also wind.
Okay, so there are four main characters here.
Yes.
There are two main characters here.
Sorry, I can hear you, madam. Can you repeat it?
Do you so you mean that there are four main characters here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So which one do you like? Which one do you like?
I like the moon because the moon is so good and kind and a kind children of their mother. She always remember her mother.
Mm-hmm. So what moral can you find from this story?
I'm sorry, I can hear you.
What moral that can you find from this story?
Moral from this story is first, not to be greedy and selfish. Second, be a good person to comes back a good for you.
Okay, thank you. That's all, Futriani. Very good.
You're welcome. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, Bu Ida, for your questions and also Futriani for your answers. Futriani, you spent 4 minutes and 2 seconds for this story. Okay, so this is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Yes, sir.
You may leave this meeting now.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, dear judges, it's your time to write down the story. I will give you time about 30 seconds. May I call the next participant? Okay, very good. Okay, we move to the next participant. The next participant is Alta Ratu Violita from SMA Negeri 8 Samarinda. Alta Dilanya, oh. Yes. Okay, Altadila, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. So it's your time to tell us your story. You may start your story in 3, 2, 1, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you this afternoon? I hope all of you have a beautiful day. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Alta Ratu Violita, and I'm from SMA Negeri 8 Samarinda. Today, I will tell you a story from Taiwan entitled Little Frog in the Well. My good friends, imagine if you're living at the bottom of a deep, dark well. What kind of world would you see? There was a little frog live in the deep, dark well. So the well is really old and it was filled with shallow water, and the walls are already covered with wet moss. The little frog is really, really stubborn, and sometimes there's a lot of birds were passing by, but he always ignored them. And when he was thirsty, he always drank the water from the well. When he was hungry, he ate some insects. When he was tired, he lay on the little rock and looked up at the sky above. Sometimes he saw passing clouds and birds who flew by. Now, he was lived at the well since he was born. He had never go outside the world. And whenever the birds flew by and stopped at the edge of the well, the frog greeted them and bragged. "Hello, birds. Why don't you come down here at my well? My well is really beautiful, and I have cool water and countless insects to eat." "Oh no, frog, I can go down there. You should try to go outside. You should not stay on your comfort zone like that, frog. The outside is more nicer and beautiful." "Ah, I can't believe that. I don't believe that there's any beautiful and nicer place than down here." Then gradually all the birds start disliking the frog and stop talking to him. He don't understand why that there's no birds who flew by as usual. Then one day there was a yellow sparrow flew by, and the frog was really happy and invited the yellow sparrow eagerly. "Hey, Mr. Yellow Sparrow, why don't you come down here and play with me? It is so pleasant down here. Sometimes at night I can see twinkling stars and a beautiful moon." And the yellow sparrow just ignored him and flew by. And the next day, it's happened again, and the bird still ignored him. And it went for a 6th day. And the 7th day, finally, the yellow sparrow replied, "Hey, hey, little frog,
What?
may I show you the outside world?"
No, I don't want it. I don't want to go out. I don't interested to go out."
And the yellow sparrow starts angry, and he go down at the bottom of the well and picked up the frog at the back of his back and flew outside. And the frog was shocked.
"Oh, don't do that. Why did you do this to me? Oh, my eyes."
The frog was exclaimed because this is a long time he had not seen the bright sun, and his eyes was blink shut, and he's hardly to open his eyes. When they go out higher and higher, the frog asked,
"Birds, please don't do this strange thing. But wait, what are these high and low things? I've never seen that in my life."
"Ha ha ha ha, that is a mountains and valleys. These are many mountains and countless mountains in this world. One of them was Himalayas, Swiss Alps, and Rockies."
Oh, wait, what? Wait. What is that silvery shiny field?
"That is a river, frog."
Then what is that blue thing?
"Oh, that is a sea." Then the frog starts wondering,
Birds, what if
I mean, like the river and the sea. How many water do they have? It is manier than my water in my well. It's like a billion water in there. And the birds just smile and they flew down to the ground. Then the frog jumped to the grass. The bird just flew away. He jumped to the grass and saw many flowers with different kind of colors. And he smelled such a nice scent. This smells so nice. I've never smelled something like this in my life. And he just jump, jump inside on the forest. He looked up and he saw a tall trees. When he looked down, he saw a fruit had fallen from the tall trees. It is an apple. He picked up an apple and tasted. So yummy. I've never eaten fruits before because I always eat insects. This is really sweet. I love these fruits. And the frog starts jumping around and he saw monkeys climbing branch to branch. He saw antelopes scampering speedily and he saw cute squirrel were jumping. And in the pond, there was a beautiful lotus dancing with the air and the lotus leaves were floating in the water like the umbrella. Right after that, when the frog climbed to the lotus, the yellow sparrow came back again. Hello, frog. How does this outside world feel? Big? Beautiful? Thank you, Mr. Yellow Sparrow. Outside of this world is really beautiful than my old well. If you're not helping me to go out or even force me to go out, I will never see such a beautiful world like this. I love it. I'm glad that you like it, frog. Then the frog will never go back to the well again. He already feel happy with his new place, which is the lotus leaves. So the moral of the story is we should not stay on our comfort zone, just like what the frog's done. If the yellow sparrow did not helping him by forcing him to go up on his back, he will stay on his well for the rest of his life and never see such a beautiful thing on the outside. So I think that's enough for me. Thank you guys for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you Alta Dila for your performance. Now we move to Q&A sessions from the judges. And for the judges, time is yours.
Thank you, Siddiq. It's my turn. Hello, Alta. Can I call you Alta or Dila or Ratu or Violeta?
My name is, you can call me Vio.
Oh, Vio. Okay, hello, Vio, because you have such a long name. And beautiful, of course. Okay, Vio.
Thank you.
Among all of the stories, the Asian stories, why did you choose this story?
Because it has a really nice plot and I can learn something from the story.
All right. So how does this story significant to you?
It is a really nice story that I can learn to not staying on my comfort zone and start exploring something new by going outside to the uncomfort zone because it helps me grow.
Okay, so it helps you grow, yeah. If you go out
Yeah.
from if you go out from your comfort zone. Well,
Yeah.
tell me again, what is the end of the story? How did the story end? Can you tell me once again?
The story ends is when the frog is find his new place, which is the lotus leaves, and he won't come back to his old well ever again.
Okay.
And he thanked the bird.
All right. So did you like the end of the story when the frog did not want to go back to his well again?
Yes, I really like it because he can eat a lot of different kind of fruits, different kind of foods. Not like on the well, he just can eat some insects and water, a shallow water.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Vio. Thank you. All the best.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Miss Wati, for your questions and Vio for your answers. For Vio, you spent 9 minutes and 60 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so this is the end of your sessions, and you may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, judges, you have 30 seconds to write down the score before I call the next participant. All right, can we proceed to the next participant? Okay, the next participant is Dinda Yuwanita Wibowo from SMA Istiqomah. Okay, Yuwanita, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, Yuwanita, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, Yuwanita, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, welcome. This is your time to tell us your story. Okay, you may begin your story at 3, 2, 1.
Boleh kah?
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear honorable judges and lovely audience, what a great chance and surprise for me to join final round of storytelling competition. I'm Dinda Yuwanita Wibowo from SMA Istiqomah Muhammadiyah Samarinda. In this occasion, I would like to deliver a storytelling on sun, moon, and wind went out to dine from India. One day, sun and moon and wind went out to dine with their uncle and aunts, thunder and lightning. Their mother, one of the most distant stars you see far up in the sky, waited alone for her children's return. Now, both sun and wind were greedy and selfish. They enjoyed the great feast that had been prepared for them, without a thought of saving any of it to take home to their mother. But the gentle moon didn't forget her. Of every dainty dish that was brought round, she placed a small portion under one of her beautiful long fingernails. that star might also have a share in the treat. On their return, their mother, who had kept watch for them all night long, with her little bright eye, said, "Well, children, what have you brought home for me?" Then son, who was eldest, said, "I have brought nothing home for you. I went out to enjoy myself with my friends, not to fetch a dinner for my mother." And Win said, "Neither have I brought anything for you, mother. You could hardly expect me to bring a collection of good things for you when I merely went out to my own pleasure." But Moon said, "Mother, fetch a plate. See what I have brought you." And shaking her hands, she showered down such a choice dinner as never seen before. Then Star turned to Sun and spoke thus: "Because you went out to amuse yourself with your friends and feasted and enjoyed yourself without any thought of your mother at home, you shall be cursed. Henceforth, your rays shall ever be hot and scorching, and shall burn all that they touch. And men shall hate you and cover their head when you appear. And that is why the sun is so hot to this day." Then she turned to Win and said, "You also who forgot your mother in the midst of your selfish pleasure, hear your doom. You shall always blow in the hot dry weather, and shall parch and shrivel all living things, and man shall detest and avoid you from this very time. And that is why the wind in the hot weather is still so disagreeable." But to Moon, she said, "Daughter, because you remembered your mom and kept for her a share in your own enjoyment, from henceforth you shall be ever cool and calm and bright. No noxious glare shall accompany your pure rays, and men shall always call you blessed." And that is why the moon's light is so soft and cool and beautiful even to this day. Finally, this story leaves a great message for all of us. Our mother's prayer plays the main role in our success. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Dinda, for your performance. And now we move to Q&A sessions from the judges. And for the judges, time is yours.
Yeah. Hello, Dinda. Yeah. So can I call you Dinda?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinda. Dinda Yuanita Wibowo, congratulations. You can get into this final round, yeah? SMA Istiqomah, okay. Dinda, your story is about sun moon, and wind go out to dinner. Can you hear me?
Can you speak louder, ma'am?
Okay, Dinda. Dinda, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you can get closer to your laptop. Yeah. Can you hear me, Dinda?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, it's better now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Dinda, you have chosen one of the Asian stories, and your story entitled Sun, Moon, and Wind Go Out to Dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this story from India?
Yes.
Okay. So the author of the story has symbolized the characters into sun, moon, and wind.
Yeah.
So how do these symbols or this symbolization relate to the characters?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh my God. This, bentar. Wait. The sun and wind is a person degree. Greedy, and selfish. Like, then the moon, yeah, then the moon is a gentle person.
Okay. So why the greedy ones are symbolized by sun and wind, yeah. And the gentle one is symbolized by moon.
Yeah.
Why?
Because okay, star and no. Moon and sun and wind. It's not apa ya bahasanya. Sun is hot and scorching that they oh my God. Bentar. Sun is
Calm
hot.
down.
She's degree. Sun is hot and scorching doesn't comfort us.
But you agree that the greedy ones are symbolized by sun and wind, and the gentle one is symbolized by moon. If you become the author of this story, will you do the same? That the greedy ones are symbolized by sun and wind, and the good one is by moon, if you become the author of this story? So you agree with the author? Yes. Okay.
Pardon me, miss.
Oh, you cannot hear me?
Yeah, I hear, but I'm not understanding.
Okay. What I'm saying is, if you became the author of this story or the writer of this story, would you also symbolize the greedy ones as sun and wind?
Yes.
And the gentle one or the good one was as moon? Do you agree with the author using that symbols?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so this is the correct symbolization of the characters.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Bu Wening, for your questions and also Dinda for your answers. Dinda, you spent 5 minutes and 49 seconds. And also this is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
All right, judges, it's your time to write down the score. You have 30 seconds. Next one. All right, judges, can we start now? Okay. The next participant is Limbong, Muhammad Eflin Limbong, and here it is. Okay, welcome, Muhammad Eflin Rizkala Limbong. This is your time to tell us your story. You may begin your story in
Could I test my audio first?
Yes. Okay, it's your time. You may start your story in 3, 2.
Wait. I would like to test my voice and visuals. Hello there. Could you hear me, everyone?
Yes, loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay. Committee, could you please give me a countdown so I can start?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, honorable and respected judges. Hello, my beloved friends and family, and hello, wonderful audience. It is me, Muhammad Eflin Rizkala Limbang. It looks like we meet again in this beautiful final rounds. Thank you, kind-hearted judges, for that. Today, I would like to tell you a story that came from Taiwan. It is called The Little Frog in the Well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Once upon a time, there was a little frog who lived at the bottom of a deep, dark well. It was a very old well filled with shallow water at the bottom. The little frog was very happy and satisfied with his home. The little frog had been living there since he was born. He had never been to the outside world. Whenever birds flew by and stopped at the edge of the well, the little frog would look up and brag. Well, hello there, Ribbit. Why don't you come down here and play with me? It's so pleasant down here. Look, I have cool water to drink and countless insects to eat. Come down. At night, I can watch the twinkling stars, and sometimes I can see the beautiful moon too. Sometimes the birds would tell the little frog, hello, little frog. You see, the outside world is much bigger and nicer. It is many times more beautiful than your little well at the bottom. But the little frog would not believe them. Gradually, all the birds began to dislike him. They thought he was too stubborn and eventually stopped talking to him. One day, a yellow sparrow stopped at the edge of the well. The little frog greeted the yellow sparrow and invited him into his well eagerly. "Hello, yellow sparrow," ribbit. "Please come down to my most beautiful house." But the yellow sparrow didn't say a word and flew away. The next day, the yellow sparrow came back, and the same thing happened. It went on for 6 days. On the 7th day, the yellow sparrow finally said, "Hello, little frog. May I show you the outside world?" But the frog refused the offer. The yellow sparrow became angry, so he flew down to the bottom of the well, picked up the little frog on his back, and flew out of the well. Outside, the little frog saw so many things around him. "Oh, wow! What are these green, high, and low things?" he asked. The yellow sparrow laughed happily. "Ha ha ha! These are mountains and valleys. There are countless of mountains in this world." When they flew over the mountains, the next view made the little frog even more surprised. "Oh, wow! What is this long, silvery, shiny view? And what is that huge blue thing over there?" he asked. "This is the river, and that, my friend, is the sea. Let us go down, shall we?" So the yellow sparrow put the little frog down on the ground. The little frog began to realize how tiny his well was. He then jumped into some grass and saw many different kinds of flowers. He had never seen such beautiful flowers and had never smelled such nice scents. He kept on going and went into a forest. In it, he looked up and saw many tall trees. He looked down and found many different kinds of fruits. In the pond, the lotus flowers were dancing in the air, and the lotus leaves were floating in the water like umbrellas. There were many fish in the water. The little frog climbed up on a huge lotus leaf and enjoyed his new life there. The yellow sparrow came back and asked, "Hello, little frog. How's the outside world? Big? Beautiful?" "Thank you so much. The outside world is so big, so wonderful, and so beautiful. If you had not brought me out, I would never have known that there are such beautiful things that exist outside my well," replied the frog happily. The end. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was the story about the little frog in the well. From this story, we can learn that if we know a little, don't be arrogant and stubborn. Maybe there are some things that we don't know or haven't seen. And because of that, we need to open our minds, learn deeper and wider, so that we will become wiser and humble. Well, audience, that's all for me for today. Thank you so much for your kind attention and have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, very good, Eflin. Now we move to Q&A session. Okay, we move to Q&A session from the judges. And judges, time is yours.
It's my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, Eflin.
Hello, Miss.
Your,
Hi.
your performance is very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Eflin,
Yes.
I have a question. Your story is about the pebble. Is it right?
Pardon me?
Pebble.
Yes, it is a fable.
Okay. All right. Do you like this story?
What?
Do you like this story?
I really like the story.
Okay. So how do you like this story?
What I like about this story is, first of all, it makes more sense to me than the other stories, and it is more understandable and really easy to feel it and understand it as well for the audience and for myself. And also, the moral value is actually pretty good.
See? Is that all?
There are many more, I think. I mean, when the frog went outside the well and he saw like all of the world that he didn't know, and he was like, "Wow, I've never seen like something like this."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
All right. Very good. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you Ibu Ida for your questions, and also thank you for Eflin for your answers. And Eflin, you spent 6 minutes and 48 seconds. This is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And I'll be going, right?
Judges, I will give you time about 30 seconds to write down your score. Judges, may we proceed now? Okay, saya. Okay, so the next participant is Melisa Hadianti from SMA Negeri 3 Samarinda. All right, Melisa, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Mister?
Okay. Yes, of course. So it's your time to tell us your story. You may begin at 3.
Wait.
Okay, are you ready?
Wait a minute. Wait a second. Okay.
Okay, I can see you now. Can we begin now? Okay, you may start your story at 3, 2, 1, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Hadianti. Today, I would like to tell you my another favorite story from Cambodia. The title is The Origin of Tiger. You must curious about the origin of tiger, right? So, don't go anywhere because I'm going to tell you the story in detail. Okay, let's start the story with once upon a time, there was a great king who ruled all over a rich kingdom. The king had beautiful and wise queen, 4 chief ministers, a royal astrologer who always helped the king make decisions, and the great official to perform all the honor for the king. But unfortunately, neither the king nor the chief ministers knew about magic. You know, guys, at the time, magic was necessary thing to victory a battle. So, because of this, the king worried about his kingdom. He afraid if an army invade his kingdom and he can't do nothing. The future of this kingdom is in my hand. I have to learn magic to save this kingdom. said the king. One day, the king, accompanied by the queen, gathered around all of his ministers and royal astrologer in his throne room. The king wanted to inform his idea. Okay, everyone, I have a plan to learn magic with Tisabamoka. As we know, Tisabamoka is far from here. So prepare yourself for a long journey, said the king. But do you know, guys, who is Tisabamoka? Well, Tisabamoka was the greatest and foremost teacher of magic at the time. But Tisabamoka's place was far from the kingdom. That's why they had to prepare themselves for a long journey. They will through a huge jungle to meet Tisabamoka. After that, they start the journey. After they were walking in the huge jungle for a few days, finally they met Tisabamoka. They were told about magical practices. They learned how to change themselves easily into animal or heavenly beings. Is the one reminds you about Harry Potter? Well, I'm not Harry Potter in this story, but let's think about what if you have the magical power? What do you want to be, guys? You can think about it later. Now we should continue the story. Okay, after a few days, they were told about magical practices. They felt enough and quite understand. So they decided to went back to the palace. They brought a lot of food and started the long journey again. But during the journey, they felt something wrong. The way back home was not like before. The king realized that they got lost. And sadly, they have eaten all of the food that they brought. Oh no, we have eaten all of the food and we got lost. So what should we do? Said the king in panic. They were thinking out loud for the solution. After a while, finally, the royal astrologer got a brilliant idea. Your Majesty, perhaps we should use our magical practices to change ourselves into tiger, so we can survive till we find a way back home as tiger. So what if we change ourselves into tiger? Said the royal astrologer. The king and all of his retinue agreed about the royal astrologer's idea. So they all recite the magic formula to change themselves into tiger. Okay, everyone, get ready. 1, 2, 3. Bim, bim, boom. There stood a royal tiger. The tiger felt quite hungry. Then the tiger caught a deer. Then the tiger ate the deer. Yum, 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 yum. After a while, the tiger felt very happy as being tiger. He forgot about his kingdom. So the tiger started his new wonderful life as tiger. So that is the origin of tiger. When the tiger goes to catch a deer, the tiger waving his tail side to side to guiding him is the royal astrologer. And its body is the queen. And the four strong feet with its sharp claws are the chief ministers. And the head, wonderful as majestic as it looks, is the king. The end. My dearest audience, from this story, now you know the origin of tiger, right? But you not only know about that, you also got a moral message. Do you know what is the moral message? The moral message is we should never give up of facing our problem because each problem has its solution, like the king did. So, fighting to face our problem and live happily. That's all from me. Thank you so much for attention. See you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Melissa, for your amazing performance. And now we move to Q&A sessions from the judges. Judges, time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Siddiq. Melissa, you said just now that one of the moral lesson of the story is that we have to fight, or we should never give up. Yeah, we should never give up. So we have to try and try and try if we have problem. So what do you think are the problems faced by the king in
Okay,
this?
thank you, madam. I think the problem that the king fighting is he got a problem because none of them know about magic, and yeah, at the time magic is necessary thing to victory a battle, and yeah, I think the problem is the the king worried if he got lose of the war, so they have to learn magic to victory a battle. So I think that is the problem.
That is the problem faced by the king, yeah? Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. So if the king, so in the end of the story, the tiger live in the jungle, right? So they don't go back into human. So what do you think about the end of the story?
Well, I think the end of the story is not really. I'm not really out for the end of the story because I think when they decided to as tiger to continue their life, um, actually they have responsibility to taking care of their kingdom. So it's not a great idea, I think.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Good
Thank you
luck.
so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Wati, for your questions, and also thank you, Melissa, for your answers. Melissa, you spent 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and this is the end of your sessions. So you may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you so much for everyone. Goodbye.
Okay, dear judges, you may write the score for the participants. I give you time for about 30 seconds. Okay, the next participant will be Salsabila Laila Zahra from SMA Islam Bunga Bangsa. Dear judges, can we proceed now? Okay. All right, Salsabila, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's your time to tell us your story. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so you may start your story in 3, 2, 1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, meet me again, Salsabila Laila Zahra. I'm from Bunga Bangsa Islamic High School. It is such an amazing chance for me to share a story again here. So today, my story comes from India, and the title is Sun, Moon, and Wind Go Out to Dinner. It has unique title, right? Now, let's begin. One day, Sun, Moon, and Wind went out to dine with their uncle and aunt, Thunder and Lightning. Their mother, the farthest star in the sky, waited alone for her children's return. As you know, as you know, both sun, both sun and wind were greedy and selfish. They enjoyed the great feast that had been prepared for them. And then they, without a thought of saving any of it, to take home for their mother. Wherever, however, however, sorry, okay. However, however, the moon, oh my God. However, the moon, wait. However, the moon was, oh, can I repeat this, I forget the story.
I'm so sorry you cannot repeat the story, but I suggest you may just continue the story as far as you can.
And then, however, the moon was different. She didn't forget her mother. And then, she didn't forget her mother. And every dainty dish that was brought round, they placed a small portion of her under one of her beautiful fingernails. And then she hoped that her mother stars might also had a share and felt happy. On their return, their mother, who had kept watch for them all night long with her little bright eye, said, "Well, children, what have you brought home for me?" And then the son, the eldest child, said, "I have brought nothing home for you. I went out to enjoy myself with my friends, not to fetch a dinner for you." And suddenly, Win also said, heartless, "Neither do I. I won't bring anything for you. It's humiliating, mother. You could hardly expect me to bring a good things for you when I merely went out for my own pleasure." But the moon said softly, "Don't listen to them, mother. I will always remember you all the time. Fetch a plate, see what I have brought you." And then the moon was shaking her hands to shower down such a choice dinner as never was seen before. Star felt disappointed to the wind and the sun. And then Star started saying to the sun, "Because you went out to amuse yourself with your friends and feasted and enjoyed yourself without any thought of your mother at home, you shall be cursed. Henceforth, your race shall ever be hot and scorching. While for you, wind, you also forget your mother in the midst of your selfish pleasures. Hear your doom. You shall always blow in the hot, dry weather, and shall parch and shrivel all living things, and men shall detest and avoid you from this very time." But the moon, she said, "Dear moon, because you remember your mother all the time and kept her for a share in your own enjoyment, from henceforth you shall be ever cool, calm, and bright. Noxious glare shall accompany your race, and men shall always call you blessed." The end. So now we know why the sun is so hot today and the wind in the hot weather is disagreeable. We always avoid these two things. On the other side, every night when we see moon, we always feel happy because of its soft light and beauty. We admire it all the time. So guys, the moral of this story is so clear enough that we are forbidden to forget our parents in every situation because they are our heaven. Thank you for listening to my story. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you Salsabila for your performance. And now we move to Q&A session from the judges. And judges, time is yours.
Hello, Salsa. Salsa?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Your story is sun, moon, and wind go out to dinner. Yeah. Do you like this story?
Yes, I really like this story.
Mm-hmm. Which part of the story that you like the most?
The part I love the most is that the moon brings food for her mother.
Mm-hmm. So why? Why do you like that part?
Because the moon is very kind and loving for her mother.
Do you remember something when you read that part?
Sorry?
Did you remember something when you read that part? When you read the part that you like the most, did you remember something? Or
Yes. Yes.
did you remember your mom, for example, or what?
Yes. Don't hear them, ma'am. I will always remember you. Fetch a plate and see what I have brought for you.
Okay, so that's the part that you like the most, yeah?
Yes.
And which characters that you don't really like?
Sun and wind.
Sun and wind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why do you
Because-
think the author use sun and wind to represent the bad ones?
Because they forget their mother for their own pleasure.
Mm-hmm. And why do the author use sun and wind to represent the bad ones?
Sorry?
Yeah, the author used moon to represent the good one, right? And the bad one, the bad ones are represented by sun and moon, sun and wind. Sorry, sun and wind. Yeah. So why do you think, or do you think it is? You agree? Do you agree to the author that
Yes, I agree.
the symbols of sun and wind are for the bad ones?
Yes, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Any explanation?
No?
No, you just agree.
Yeah.
Without any explanation.
Because the sun and the wind is very greedy and selfish.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you Ibu Wening for your questions and also Salsa for your answers. Salsabila, you spent 6 minutes and 8 seconds, and this is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, judges, I will give you 30 seconds to write down the score. All right, judges, can we proceed now? Okay, so the next participant is Arlita Damayanti from SMA Negeri 12 Brau. Okay, Arlita, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Arlita? I'm sorry, I cannot hear your voice. Can you please say something? No, I can't hear you. Can you please turn on your audio?
Yeah, or you can help her turning on, unmute her microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can help her. Can you?
Can you hear me?
Okay, loud
Okay.
and clear.
Thank you.
Okay, Arlita, it's your time to tell us your story. You may begin in 3, 2, 1, please.
Dia belum dengar suaramu.
Hello.
Belum tak.
We can hear you, Arlita, don't worry.
Suaramu.
Tapi katanya we can hear you, Arlita. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, honorable judges. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Arlita Damayanti, and I'm from SMA Negeri 12 Brau. In this occasion, I will tell you a story with the title The Mighty Babao. Do you know about Mighty Babao? It comes from Brunei Darussalam. So, enjoy. The villagers of Kampung Serai were scared, and they had a good reason to be. Nearly every night, the tiger roaming their village, and nobody felt safe anymore. They decided something had to be done. They had to catch the tiger, but how could they do this? At the start of the day working in fields, Babao, a mighty buffalo, was being ready to plow all day long in the searing heat. And the villagers mocked him by singing, "Babao, babao, foolish babao, 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 fat babao, 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 lazy babao, 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 you are a fool, babao. What are you going to do?" After the villagers singing, the villagers realized that Babao could be used as the bait to catch the tiger. Babao understood the plan and was saddened. Babao and was saddened. When they had finished the last word, the plan was set for the following days, but the work had to be done. At the end of the day, as usual, the villagers sang to the exhausted Babao. "Babao, babao, foolish babao, 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 fat babao, 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 lazy babao, 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 you are a fool babao. What are you going to do?" That evening, Babao was brought to the middle of the jungle and was tied on a tree. The villagers hid in a hut on a treetop. The tigers appeared, but Babao, pretending he was already dead, instinctively knowing that the tiger preferred fresh meat. I don't like it," and the tigers turned his back and started to leave. Babao saw his chance to strike the tiger's stomach with his horn, inflicting enough to scare the tiger away. He never came back. The villagers were surprised by the intelligence, cunning, bravery, and swiftness of Babao. What was this the was this the Babao they called fat, foolish, and lazy every day? In the next morning, Babao, in the next morning, the villagers were not sure how to treat Babao. But Babao held no grudges. And in fact, Babao to was ready was ready to be put to work as usual. By embarrassed of their treatment, the villagers came up with a different version of their song. Babao, babao, cunning babao, 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 strong babao, 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 brave and mighty babao, 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 smart babao. What are you going to do now that we respect you? So, that's all my story. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you Arlita for your story. And also we move to Q&A session from the judges. Judges, time is yours.
Okay, Arlita. Yeah, okay. I have the same questions with Pak Bibit. How can you relate your song, Babao Babao, and your story? Yes, Arlita?
What, Mom? Can you repeat?
Unmute terus nih. Okay, Arlita. How can you relate your song, Babao Babao, with your story?
How can I really
Relate.
How can I really singing Babao Babao to this story?
How can you relate your song to your story? How can you relate your song to your story? This is the same question with Pak Bibit.
Can you relate?
You don't know Pak Bibit. Arlita, do you understand my question?
I don't understand.
How can you relate your song? Your song is Babao Babao, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How can you relate your song there to your story?
Okay.
Yep.
I sing the song.
You don't understand my question, Arlita?
No, Mom. Sorry.
You don't understand my question. Okay. What is the relationship between your singing, your song, and your story? What is the relationship between your song and your story?
Because in the story, the villagers like to mock him by singing. Mock the Babao by singing.
Yes. Who is the villagers? Who is the villagers?
villagers. Villagers are the character of this story.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is that? Who is that?
Villagers.
Yeah.
Villagers are the character of this
The main
story.
character of the story. The main characters of the story is the villagers.
No.
No? So who is the main characters in your story?
The main character of the story is Babao.
Babao. Okay. How can you describe by Babao?
Babao is kind-hearted and patient.
Can you prove it? Can you prove it?
What, ma'am?
Can you prove it?
Prove it.
You said that Babao is what is it? Kind-hearted. Is it? Yeah. Can you prove it?
Babao kind-hearted and the proof is he helped the villagers to catch the tiger away.
Okay, thank you. That's all. That's all, Mbak Santi.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you Ibu Ida for your questions and also for Arlita for your answers. And Arlita, you spent 6 minutes and 6 seconds, and this is the end of your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds. All right, judges, it's your time to write down the score. I will give you 30 seconds.
Kita berdua aja loh.
All right, judges, can we proceed? The next participant is Felicita Josephina Adi from SMA Negeri 2 Balikpapan. Hello, Felicia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, are you ready?
Is my voice clear?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, thank you.
But I cannot see you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Is it not starting, the video?
No.
Oh.
I still cannot see you.
Okay.
Ah, here you are.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, you may start your story in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the honorable judges. My name is Felicita Josephina Adi, and I am a 10th grader from SMA 2 Balikpapan. In the previous round, I shared a story from my mother's hometown, North Sulawesi. Today, I have prepared a story from a whole other country, India. It is titled Sun, Moon, and Wind Go Out to Dinner. I hope you enjoy. Once upon a time, the sun, the moon, and the wind went out to dine with their uncle and aunt, thunder and lightning, while their mother, a very distant star, waited for them alone at home. When they reached the restaurant, Uncle Thunder and Aunt Lightning told them that they were free to order and eat anything they would like. The greedy sun and the selfish wind ate a great amount of food. They enjoyed a grand feast. Perhaps they enjoyed it a bit too much, for they had forgotten all about their mother back at home. Unlike them, however, the kind moon did not forget. For every delicacy served on their table, the moon would hide a small portion of it and hide it under her long fingernails. She would keep it there to bring home for her mother. Once they were done stuffing their faces with food, they traveled back home. Their mother, the star who had been waiting all night long, asked, "Well, children, have you brought anything home for me?" The son, who was the eldest of the bunch, replied, "I've brought nothing for you, mother. I went out to enjoy myself with my friends, not to bring you food." Similarly, the wind answered, "Neither have I, mother. I went out simply for the fun of it." But the moon responded differently. She asked her mother to fetch her a plate. Now, on the plate sitting on a table in front of them, she shook her hands, and from her long fingernails showered down all the little bits and pieces of food she had gathered earlier that night. Seeing this, their mother turned towards the sun and scolded him. "Because you went out to entertain yourself with your friends and had forgotten all about your mother, you shall be cursed. Your rays shall be scorching hot, so hot that they shall burn all they touch. All men shall hate you and cover their heads when you appear. That is why the sun is so hot to this day." Secondly, she faced the wind and scolded him as well. "You too shall be punished, for you went out merely to fulfill your selfish desires. You shall blow in the hot weather. You shall parch and shrivel all living things. All men shall detest you and avoid you from this day on. That is why the wind is so unpleasant during the hot weather." But to the moon, she said, "Daughter, because you remembered your mother and even brought me food instead of keeping it to yourself, you shall be rewarded. You shall forever be cool, calm, peaceful, and bright." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the moon's light is always so soft, soothing, and beautiful, even to this day. The end. How's that for a story? I think that was an amusing story with lots of morals in it. I believe this story has quite a few lessons for us. Lesson number 1. This story is teaching us to not be like the sun and the wind, to not be greedy, to not be selfish, to always share when we have the ability to do so. Lesson number 2 is we have to care for others, just like how the moon in this story cared for her mother, the star. And last but not least, lesson number 3, our actions have consequences. The sun and the wind in this story only thought about themselves. Because of that, they were punished for life. But because the moon was thoughtful and remembered her mother, she instead was rewarded. Now, ladies and gentlemen, After listening to this story, let's all learn a thing or two from the moon. Let's all try our best to be more altruistic and more selfless, more caring to those around us, especially our loved ones. That would be all from me. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to tell yet another story. It is highly appreciated. Have a good rest of your day and God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Felicita, for your story and your performance. Now we move to Q&A session from the judges. Judges, time is yours.
Hi, Felicita.
Hello.
Hi. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you again too.
All right. So I have one question for you.
Yes.
Mentioned the moral lesson or the lessons of the story, yeah? So I would like to know, how could you relate this lesson to yourself or to your daily life, your
Yes.
activities? How
Okay.
yeah.
I sometimes am greedy and selfish as well, and I don't share sometimes. So I'd be given food, and sometimes I would eat it all instead of sharing a little bit to my sister. Or if my parents buy me a drink, I would drink like 80% of it and give my sister only 20%. But thanks to this story, I've learned now that we should share. Next time, I'll probably drink 50% and give the other 50 to my sister, thanks to this story.
All right, that's good. So next question is,
Yes.
how do you agree with the end of the story?
Yes, I actually do, because when I think about it, it does seem a bit extra to punish your child, to curse your child for the rest of his life because they didn't bring you food. It does seem a bit extra, but I understand why the author gave it that ending, because you can read the story from like a couple years later. You can read it some point in the future and it will make sense. You will think, oh, that's why the sun is so hot. That's why the wind is like this. That's why the moon is like this. So it does seem a bit extra that you would curse your child forever because they didn't bring you dinner, but I understand why the author made the ending like that.
Last question. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are to tell your friends about the moral lesson of this story, how are you going to tell your friends? So if you find a friend who is greedy, or if you find a friend who is so selfish, how will you remind your friends not to be selfish or greedy? How are you going to do it?
I will tell them this story. I will tell them what happened to the sun and the wind, and I'll tell them like, yeah, I know it doesn't really make sense. I know it's fiction, but it does. It can happen to you because, as I said before, there are consequences to our actions, right? If you're greedy, someday the same thing will happen to you. Karma is real. They'll understand if I say karma is real, you know. So I'll tell them that if they don't stop being greedy, they'll have to learn it the hard way.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
your
much.
weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Wati, for your questions, and also Felicita for your answers. Felicita, you spent 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and this is the end of your session, so you may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, judges, I will give you 30 seconds to write down the scores for the participants. And now we move to the last participant in this final round. This is Azahara Muharmah from SMA Negeri 4 Samarinda. Well, I will give you time 30 seconds to write down the scores, and then I will allow the students to join this meeting. All right, can we proceed now? Okay, the last participants. Please welcome Azahara. Okay, Azahara, welcome. This is your time to tell us your story. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, so you may start your story in 3, 2, 1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, teachers, all of my friends, ladies and gentlemen. In this occasion, I am Azahara Muhammad from Senior High School course Samarinda will tell you a story from Brunei Darussalam with the title The Mighty Babau. So keep on watching. Once upon a time, the villagers of Kampung Serai were scared and they had a good reason to be. Nearly every night, the tiger roamed their village. Nobody felt safe anymore, and they decided something had to be done. They had to catch this tiger. But how could they do this? At the start of a working day, Babau, a buffalo, was ready to float all day long in the searing heat. The villagers liked to mock him by singing, Babau, Babau, foolish Babau, 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 fat Babau, 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 lazy Babau, 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 you're a fool, Babau, Babau. What are you going to do? When they had finished singing, the villagers realized something. Hey, everyone, come here. What do you think about Babau? You know, it could be used as a bite to catch the tiger, right? Oh, you're right, mister. Babau is so big and so appetizing to a fierce, hungry tiger, right? The villagers agreed. Babau understood about the plan, and he was saddened to hear that he was to be sacrificed. But he was helpless. Indeed, what was he going to do? The plan was set for the following day. But for now, work had to be done. At the end of the day, the villagers came to see Babau again. Hey, everyone, come here. Look at that. That's Babau. Let's sing the last song for him. You know? Babau, Babau, foolish Babau, Babau. Babau, Babau, fat Babau, Babau. Babau, Babau, lazy Babau, Babau. Babau, Babau, you're a fool, Babau, Babau. What are you going to do, Babau? You got eaten by the tiger soon. And that evening, Babau was brought to the middle of the jungle. And he was tied to a tree. Hey, everyone, let's hide before the tiger comes. The villagers hid in a hut on a treetop. Then the tiger appeared. But Babau pretended that he was already dead, instinctively knowing that the tiger preferred fresh meat. You know what? The tiger believed Babau to be dead. So he turned his back and started to leave. Babau saw his change. Then Babau struck the tiger's stomach with his horns, inflicting injury enough to scare the tiger away. He never came back. The villagers were surprised by the intelligence, cunning, bravery, and swiftness of Babau. Is that really Babau that we always felt lazy, fat, and foolish? In the next morning, the villagers were not sure how to treat Babau. But Babau had no grudges, and in fact, he was ready to be put to work as usual. Impressed by their treatment of Babau, The villagers came up with a different version of the song. Babow, babow, cunning babow, babow. Babow, babow, strong babow, babow. Babow, babow, brave and mighty babow. Babow, babow, you are smart babow, babow. What are you going to do now that we respect you? Babow was very happy to hear that. Since then, villagers and Babow had become good friends. The end. Ladies and gentlemen, the moral of the mighty Babow story is don't judge a book by its cover because everyone has their own strength besides their weakness. Thanks for watching. I hope all of you have a joyful time with me and the story. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, Azahara, thank you. What amazing performance. And now we move to Q&A sessions from all judges. Judges,
Okay.
please welcome.
Okay, Zahra, can I call you Zahra?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Zahra. Congratulations, you can come to this final round.
Alhamdulillah, thank you, Miss.
Yeah. Now, you are offered to choose one of the stories among 6 Asian stories. So finally, you chose what is it called? The Mighty Babao. Yeah. Why do you choose this story, not the others?
Okay. When I first saw the document of the story, ASEAN stories, one of the story has catch my eyes. It's the Mighty Babao because I saw a script that has, I think it's a poem for the first time, but it's a song, and I love to sing. So I chose this story because I feel like I can sing in this story and not making this story too flat, like just tell the story without a song like that.
Okay, so you think that by telling this story, you can explore, or you can make a good expressions.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now, beside that, do you think that you can learn something from this story that you can apply it to your life?
Usually I used to be a girl that like to judge someone by its cover. Like I like to judge someone by my first impression with him or with them. And now, thanks to this story, I know how to not judge someone by its cover. I have to know them more and know them more deeply so that I can judge him like that. Yeah.
Okay, so you can learn something from this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep on reading stories because you will learn a lot from the stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, Miss. Yes.
All right, thank you, Miss Wening, for your questions and also Azahara for your answers. And Azahara, you spent 5 minutes 21 seconds, and this is the end for your sessions. You may leave this meeting in 10 seconds.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Welcome. Bye. All right, judges, I'll give you time to write down the score for the participants for 30 seconds. Okay, so this is the end of the final round. So this is also the end for this live streaming. Thank you for joining us today, dear participants, and also dear audience out there who are watching us to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.